Hey everyone, today we're here to talk about this. This is the new Sony FX3. I want to talk some features, functionality, how I use it, why I bought it over the A7S III, and what you should know if you're considering purchasing this camera. Hey everyone, this is Desmond. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I make videos for creative dads and parents that want to take better photos and shoot better video. So if you're looking for content around gear reviews, how-tos and tutorials, or how I navigate photo and video as a parent, definitely subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, so let's jump right in. We're here to talk about the Sony FX3. This is my new dedicated video camera. So I want to talk about some features and functionality, why I picked it over the A7S III, how I use it, and then some important things that you should really know about this camera before making any purchasing decisions. So let's jump right into the features and functionality of this camera. So before I start talking about it, I will say that this and the A7S III share almost all of the same hardware. There are other YouTube videos out there that'll give you in-depth comparisons between the two, but I just wanted to bring that up pretty quickly, right? It's the same 12 megapixel CMOS sensor inside this and the FX3, so you're not going to get a lot of differences there. But the biggest differences you're gonna notice is that there's no viewfinder on this. There's also different button configurations designed really for dedicated video and film making. So large record button on top, you've got record buttons on the bottom corner. Also, this body is reinforced and has a built-in cage. So you've got these quarter 20 mounts all over the camera, letting you attach different attachments. Also, you can attach this multi-interface audio handle directly to the camera, and there's a built-in fan that's supposed to help with overheating and, you know, extended periods of shooting. I've actually never had any issues with overheating on any of my cameras, but again, I don't shoot very long in one go. Some other things to mention: you've got this articulating screen, which again, you'll find on the A7S III. It's actually the same exact screen. I was kind of hoping that they would beef this thing up, give it a lot more resolution, maybe a lot more brightness, but it's totally fine, honestly. And then again, the other big difference between this and the A7S III is it does come with this massive top handle with a built-in XLR audio interface. That allows you to connect directly into the multi-interface hot shoe. All right, so let's talk about why I bought this over the A7S III. Like I was saying earlier, I was looking for a dedicated video camera. I was actually really considering the A7S III as a second camera to my R4, but also as a primary video camera. Obviously, they announced the FX3 shortly after, so this is what I gravitated towards. This is what I thought would be the right choice for me. And some of the things that I considered when deciding between the FX3 and the A7S III is, one, which one is going to be better for my video needs? One thing I will say, as a parent, as a working parent, someone who's trying to create content at home, also has a day job and, you know, working on brand stuff, I try to squeeze as much time out of the free time that I have. So I actually only have about 40 minutes to shoot this entire review before my kids come back from the playground. So for me, having a camera that is really purpose-built to shoot video, that has all the functions and features and little nuances like tally lights and large record buttons and the articulating screen, all of these things actually increase the speed of my workflow. They help me get video done faster, and they make the experience a lot more enjoyable. Not to say that shooting on my A7R4 has been a terrible experience. It hasn't, but having a dedicated video camera is exactly what I was looking for. I really want to maximize how much I can get out of the very little time that I have. So another thing to mention about why I bought this over the A7S III is, again, because I have an A7R4. All right, so I have a dedicated photography camera. I was not looking for a hybrid. I like to shoot stills on the A7R4. And I will say that that is one of the downsides of the FX3. I know I mentioned that the lack of viewfinder was not a big deal for me. It is not. because I have a dedicated photo camera. But for photo shooters who are looking for a hybrid camera, I will say that the photography experience on the FX3 is not great. That's my personal opinion. I like shooting with the viewfinder. I like being able to rely on that in really bright sunlight, and I just like that experience better. Also, I know it's a weird thing. The mechanical shutter sound on the FX3 does not sound as good as the one on the A7R4. That's just my personal opinion, probably because I've been shooting thousands and thousands of photos on the R4, but I did not enjoy the experience shooting shooting photos on this. But I will say that it has the same 12 megapixel sensor as the A7S3. It still produces great, incredible looking photos, especially if you're just using them for social media or digital assets. But for me, as someone who has a dedicated photo camera, this does not really feel enjoyable to me. So those are the few reasons why I picked this up over the A7S III. And before we continue, I'm going to show you some footage that I shot on the FX3 in S-Log3, color graded in Premiere Pro. So let's roll it. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's talk about a couple things you should know before making a purchasing decision on this camera. First is this top handle, which is actually really nice. Again, this top handle has the built-in XLR audio module, and all of that connects to the camera through the digital multi-use hot shoe interface here. But what they don't tell you is that most of the shotgun mics that you own or want to buy, like I use a Rode VideoMic NTG as my main shotgun mic, they actually don't fit in this holder. They are actually much too thin. So if you stick one in there, it'll slip out. Sony doesn't tell you that. I haven't seen any reviews that tell you. Here's the solve. This is a rubber stopper built specifically for shotgun mics. And when you wrap this around your shotgun mic, it actually fits perfectly into the holder. You can pick one up on Amazon. I think you can get a 2-pack for like 12 bucks. Totally worth it. Or I guess you could wrap rubber bands around it. You could wrap foam around it. You can do other things. I figured I'd just pick up these rubber stoppers to see if it would help. And it does. And that's why I want to share that with you. So know that if you have like a Rode mic, a Rode shotgun mic, or like a Deity shotgun mic, you're gonna need something like this to make sure it actually fits into the holder. Sony does not tell you that. Another thing I will say, if you buy the XLR module that doesn't come with the FX3, like the one that they made for the A7R4 and the A7S III, that is a $600 unit. Doesn't come with the top handle piece. It just comes with the XLR audio module. And it also comes with a Sony shotgun mic, which probably has one of these rubber stoppers on it so that it'll fit. I think that alone also made it an easier purchasing decision for me. One, obviously I was looking for a video specific camera, but knowing that this only costs this whole camera costs $400 more than the A7S III, and it came with something like this, it made the decision much easier for me to make. So with the included mic and all of the bells and whistles that come with this camera, it is a $3,900 camera. It's going to cost you over $4,000 with tax. So the question is whether or not that's worth it for you. Like I said, photography is kind of my passion. I've got the R4 for that. I take great photos. I get a lot of use out of it. Over the last year, almost 2 years though, video has slowly gained in what I actually have to do for my day job, for my personal brand, for my own businesses, for YouTube. So I actually do use this a lot for personal and business use cases, which made the decision to make the investment also easier for me. But for a lot of people, choosing between this and an A7S III is gonna be tough. If you are a hybrid shooter, if you want one camera that can do all of it, I would get an A7S III. For me, obviously, I have 2 camera bodies. Not everyone is going to be in that situation. This is an investment I made for myself, my business, and my career. So I would just take that into consideration when you're thinking about whether or not you need a dedicated video, cinematography camera with great photo shooting capabilities, or you're looking for an actual hybrid camera that can kind of do everything. Okay, and that's it for me. I wanted to keep this video short. Thank you all for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe if you want to see more things just like this. All right, I will see you all on the next one.